too much dialogue. And I think a couple of you here at the dialogue webinar I ran about, I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, perhaps. So I won't go into those details, but I'll put a link or I'll send to you for those who haven't seen it, that webinar, which will talk about dialogue specifically. But really good screenplays are a balance between this big print description, what's physically happening in the scene, and the amount of dialogue. So sometimes, you know, I know I do this when something gets sent to me to do feedback on a screenplay, and particularly as a director, when I get sent stuff, you're just having a flick through and you kind of go, oh, you know, is there 7 pages of dialogue straight? You know, and 99% of writers can't pull that off. You know, it's a Woody Allen screenplay, but most of the time it's just going to dialogue there's just too much in there. And the balance is out. So sometimes you go, is there too much description, but I just said the big print, or is there too much dialogue? And really good screenplays, when you read them, have this balance between physically describing what's in the scene and the right amount of dialogue in them. Obviously, you're going to have some scenes that are longer dialogue driven, and others that are more visual, but it's just really finding that balance that we're not, you know, if you write a 90-page screenplay and 65 pages of it is dialogue, majority of the time that's just going to be, there's too much dialogue in there. And the other part on the dialogue, and this is one that really hurts screenplays, which is that it's just poorly written dialogue or cliched. When you write good dialogue and good description, it makes that read, it just breezes through, you know, and that's when a producer's reading it next side to get excited, so they're not distracted by too much dialogue, poor dialogue, or too much scene description.